Hi, thanks for watching today. We're excited to show you one of our newest states in Parcel Fair. This is Colorado. And I know we're out of season right now. This is not the tax auction season for Colorado. That will start in October and go through second or third week of December. But we wanted to go ahead and take a look at this and talk about how do you purchase tax properties and foreclosures in the off season when there are no tax lien auctions going on. And so right now I have on screen in Parcel Fair just the entire state of Colorado and all the properties we know about how you can buy in the off season. And right now there's 1,347 across all the counties. You can see there's the Denver, Aurora area here, and then Colorado Springs has some properties as well. So what I want to do is just start off here in Jefferson County, which is on this western side of Denver. So let's go ahead and drill into that and talk about what's available. If we look at Colorado Jefferson, you see 582 matching properties. And by the way, you will see the word preview next to Colorado because we just added it. We're still adding counties. You can see we only have a handful so far. Hopefully over time you'll see that list grow quite a bit. And especially during the auction season, we'll have a lot more counties going on. But right now, these are the counties we know how to show you what to buy in the off season. Anyways, there are 582 matching properties in Jefferson County. And if we want to filter down, let's go ahead and take a look at just over the counters. We'll hold on to foreclosures for a few minutes here. So we still have 510 properties to look at in the over-the-counter properties. And this is a great time to touch on, there's a misconception about Colorado that people like to classify states as it's a lien state or it's a deed state or hybrid. And really in Colorado, it is a lien state for as far as what you buy at auction, but when you purchase from the over-the-counter rolls, you could get deeds when a property has been delinquent over 3 years, and so there are plenty of those opportunities. And just to show you, if we click availability and say deeds only, we go from 510 to 460. So let's just take a look at those 510 over-the-counter properties. So I'm looking at this map right now. We'll start in the rural areas, more in the mountains, and you can see these properties are kind of neighborhood. Let's check out the satellite view. So these are lots that could be developed, and some of these are going to be scraps like this size, and some of these are going to be ditches that really, nobody except maybe the person living in that house would ever want to buy those lots. So this is just something you get used to, and when you deal with tax properties, you're not going to buy this stretch of land right here. It's a $700 value. Don't waste your time. It's a unbuildable property that's landlocked. So when you're looking through, you're just going to kind of train your eyes for that. There's plenty of things you want to avoid, but you'll notice properties like this that have a quarter acre land only in the middle of the mountains. So that could have some value possibly. And another thing to keep in mind is we are looking at over-the-counter liens and deeds, which means these have been passed over for years, and that means nobody saw fit to purchase these. So you're really looking at the scraps at this point. To top it off, we are basically at the lowest part of the year for inventory because the tax auctions happened almost a year ago. So these have been 10 months picked over, 9 months, something like that, where when they hit the rolls, at least, if not years. But you can still see some properties that could have some appeal if there's a developing market in the area. These are lots that are all less than 1/10 of an acre, and then a larger lot like this one, which is 1.37 acres. So that has some value to it. That might be of interest. So before I get too far into this, we've looked at the map, and you can see the rural areas. We have the city areas into the edges of Denver here even, and there's still properties in the edge of Denver that could have some value. But that's like a power line pole on it, so you probably, unless you have a strategy for power lines, that's probably not going to work for you. But there are some properties scattered through here as well that you can see. But what I want to talk about first is where did these come from? Where do you find the county-held certificates? And basically, there's a web page on Jefferson County, Colorado's treasurer's website underneath tax lien sale. These are the county-held certificates. This is the page that describes the process. You'll even see the treasurer's deeds where you Certificates are eligible for a treasurer's deed application after the lien remains unpaid for 3 years from the date of the original sale, with the $500 application fee, and then 6 to 8 months to get the deed issued. So that's how we know that there are deeds in here that up to 3 years from the date of the original sale. And lastly, this link right in the middle of this paragraph are the county held certificates. So I've opened that PDF document up for you here. It's not the easiest thing to read. It's you're going to look at this roughly equates to one property, that block of text that I highlighted. And the reason is this first number is the PIN, the second number is the geo number or parcel ID that we like to call it, and then this stack of numbers here are the years of this and the certificate numbers and the bill numbers. So pretty confusing. You have a face amount here and then an amount due here. So all in all, you're looking at this and we can say these are very old liens in that case for that single property that are held by the county. That's why we call them county held liens. So there are 274 pages of these on this document, and you could look through here and you could take the PIN number or the geo number and go to the treasurer's website and look up the tax history, go to the assessor's website, look at the property valuations, and then go to the Jefferson County GIS and look it on the map. But that's the whole point of Parcel Fair, is we've put all that together so you can look at the properties in one place. So jumping into one of the properties, this looks like a little bit of acreage, almost an acre on the edge of the road here. I don't know if you could build anything with this, but maybe someone who lives in the area knows more than I would. We can see in a panorama view, it is on a hillside, but basically that's the land right there. Not quite a scrap or a ditch, but it is something that could be challenging. But anyways, it's we can see from all the different websites that the valuation is listed here at $232,000. And if we look in the research links in the bottom right here, we have links to the property assessor report, which will go ahead and look up the property for you so you don't have to even search for it. You just go to the website and there's all the information about anything you want to know from the assessor. And the same thing for the treasurer. You can click on their report and this will give you all the tax history and delinquencies and the breakdown of the taxes that are owed for it. So right out the gate, that's two of those, and then there's the GIS map as well if you want to go check that out. So it saved you a lot of time in just researching this property pretty quickly. We can tell the valuations and everything that we want to know. And then lastly, this apply online button. This contains the instructions from the Jefferson County website on how to purchase the county held certificate, or deed in this case. And so you would follow these instructions, and we linked all the websites and everything that you reference so you can have the contact information, everything you need, and walk you through the process of buying, even talk about the number you would use to reference, right here's the parcel number, to make the purchase. So that's an example top to bottom of one property. Here's another one. This is 0.6 acres on the edge of the road. We'll do street view on this one as well. You can see off the edge of this curve, it's the property down here in the woods. Looks like maybe a dirt road goes through it as well. And so the same story here. You can see the valuation is only $700, which means probably the county knows you can't build there if the valuation's that cheap. But it's also a over-the-counter tax deed, and there's the assessor and treasurer reports. And the same instructions if you want to go buy that over-the-counter, we'll walk you through it. I pulled this one up because this was one we saw a minute ago at 1.3 acres. It's a bit larger property. It's got decent value at $176,000. Google did not drive to it, so we don't have a street view or a panorama view, but we do have this satellite view. And let's just move on to, I wanted to show you another one. This is actually, I accidentally jumped counties on this one, but I wanted to show you when multiple liens are available and it's not a deed yet. We have a breakdown here where it shows you the lien auction years and the sale amount and the interest percentage and the certificate numbers. And the interest rate is important here because Colorado is different than a lot of states. They don't have a set interest number every year. They actually take the federal discount rate and add 9% to it. So what that means is in previous years leading up to now in 2023, the federal discount rate was very low, like 0.25%. And so it would be like 9.25%, very low interest rate. But something that's happened recently with interest rates going up is that the federal discount rate is actually 5.25%, 5.5% these days. So when you add that to 9%, suddenly the interest rate on these tax liens on the upcoming auction are going to be a lot more appealing for investors. So that's kind of looking forward. If you see tax liens this year, you'll know the interest rate's higher than in previous years. On the over-the-counter rolls, it's going to take on the interest rate for whatever year it was that the tax sale was in. So let's go take a look at the liens real quick, just the liens, and we'll just pull one up at random. So you'll see this one has the face value and the sale amount and the date 2022. Actually, I meant to change counties. Let's change counties real quick. Let's switch over and check out Arapahoe County. Let's look at liens only. And I'm trying to find a good one that has multiple liens to look at again. Let's see. Let's try this 2019 one right here. So it's these are all 9%, 9%, 9%, and then you'll notice in 2021 it jumps to 12%. So that was the point. I wanted to show you the interest rate changing from year to year. It looks like they're also applying some rounding there, maybe 9.25 rounded down to 9 from what I would guess. Again, we're new to Colorado, so I'm learning this as well. But that covers pretty well the over-the-counters. I will say, if we're looking across different counties, Arapahoe County, let's clear our filters and take a look at, they do have over-the-counter liens of 120 of those. I believe El Paso County has 497. Let's change to their over-the-counters. There's 273 over-the-counter in El Paso, so quite a few to look at there. The strange thing about El Paso County is they did not list the year of the lien on their over-the-counter list, so we don't know what year these were, but you can get an idea. Here's some land here, a quarter acre and another quarter acre, and if you were to click on that, you can see there's a property card that will take you to the El Paso website and load the property data for this property very slowly, apparently. And yeah, so you can see there, now you can do your research on this property. But the instructions for purchasing over the counter are going to be even a little bit different than Jefferson County. So that's important when you're shopping between counties to notice that. The purchase process is going to be whatever the county decides, and it's not always consistent from county to county. So before we switch gears to foreclosures, let's see. I think we covered Jefferson. Denver doesn't appear to have OTCs. I think Larimer County, Larimer County has 39 OTCs. Kind of a mixed bag here. Let's just take a look at one. Yeah, so you're not going to buy that. It's actually has interstate on it, or highway. Okay, so here's one that looks like kind of a rocky cliff face in Larimer County. And it looks like the cliff's behind that house, actually. And you'll notice the purchase instructions are going to be slightly different for this. It is a tax deed, and that's what's going on in Larimer County. So let's switch gears. That's a quick rundown of over-the-counter properties. So let's switch over and talk about foreclosures. So let's take a look. So I'm looking at 54 properties in Denver County, and I just happen to know those are all foreclosure sales. Here's the dates of the sales if you want to get picky and pick one. But let's just pull Denver's foreclosures up, and you can see, unlike the over-the-counter inventory, Denver's or any county's foreclosures are typically going to look a lot nicer. These houses they're not necessarily even up for taxes. These are actually foreclosed probably by the bank or some other institution, and so because of that, these of course are going to have a lot more interest from investors. So you're going to pay a lot more. You're not going through the tax investing process here. We can also see on our auction calendar under Colorado, you can look at the auctions this way and see El Paso, Mesa, Denver, different foreclosures coming up. And we're continuing to add counties to this as well, so you'll see this grow in the coming months too. But let's take a look at a single foreclosure right here. So we're back to Denver County. It's a 2023 foreclosure. It's this house on a 1/4 of an acre. And it's a pending auction. So the way these go, these auction properties kind of are, they're rolling over time and the dates can move. And so what we've done is we've just linked you straight to the property list here on Govies, because this is where you would be doing the actual participating in the auction. And let's see, let's take a look at another one. Here's another example. This one's under construction, and we have the same property assessor report and all the things that you're used to seeing on a property. And again, this one's Jefferson's foreclosure sale. And so we don't know the date because, again, they're rolling, they're moving, but this would take you to the Govies website, so you could look into that property and understand the auction process better that way. So that covers very quickly the foreclosures in Colorado. They are year-round. We seem to see some counties have more than others this time of year. Other counties a little more dormant. And so while you're wanting to get your feet wet in Colorado, but it's not auction season yet, these are ways that you could buy over the counter or buy foreclosures instead of waiting for the auction season. So I hope this video was helpful to you, and it'll be very soon. We'll have some Colorado tax lien auctions to look at, and so keep an eye out for that video. And let's chat about Colorado if you have time. If you have questions or thoughts or things that we don't know, please let's chat. You can hit us up on the comments on the YouTube video or our contact form on parcelfair.com. So we look forward to speaking with you, and have a great day.